This video is the fourth in a series of 5 short presentations that provide highlights of the James Brice House restoration project.
Every other space will be put back together based on forensics, mainly, and will look as close as humanly possible today as it did when it was built.
Get around these buildings and every day be fascinated by what you can learn and what you know that nobody else can see.
I think it's impossible not to feel some sort of connection and just a sense of responsibility and wanting to be as careful and as gentle as possible.
Can you imagine? And we explain it to people and everybody's like, oh, yeah, I guess I see it. But no, look at it. What they were doing, it's just fascinating.
Part of this project then became removing all of the mechanical equipment that was visible. And what do we do with it?
Moving all the mechanical equipment out of the house and into the vault in the backyard will allow us to restore every room in the house to its original 1774 construction condition.
For all of the construction at Brice, building the vault was the most consistent and on schedule of them all, simply because they were creating something new. Fast forward, the design was done, comes time to begin construction. We knew that there were 2 methods for driving in steel to support the sides of this vault, to hold the earth back so that we could build the concrete box, if you will, underground.
The 2 types are augering and pile driving. We chose augering because it has less impact and causes less vibration to the buildings surrounding it, particularly to the Brice house, which is in close proximity.
And then the walls of the vault started going up, and they were waterproofed as we went up. The cellar was again filled with massive amounts of metal conduits and things like that. So, you know, it's sort of been a creeping impact on the house, which leads us all the way back to why we built the vault. So, again, we go from the mechanical to the end result, and I think that those 2 are the most connected of everything we're doing in this house. Why are we taking everything out? Because we want to tell the stories.
Well, today we are beginning to install the loft dormer on the west side of the James Brice house. That's the carriage house. There is a carriage door. If you're standing on the outside, the carriage door was to the left. There was a partition. Loft dormer was used to hoist merchandise goods, all kinds of things that were stored on the 2nd floor of the carriage house. We don't believe that there was any materials up there for animals, like there was not a hay loft or anything like that, because the animals were kept off-site in a livery stable not very far from here. So this allows us to restore this wall completely with no dormers, no windows, just the carriage house and the main door and the loft dormer. So what we're doing today is setting the frame for the beginning of the install of that loft dormer. As far as the design of loft dormers, they're not all that different from house to house. So we had a good indication looking at other models of what it would have been. We are going to utilize that as the portal for entering the Brice House Museum when that comes about. That room will also be used as an orientation for tours that will go through the house, but it will also be used to sort of orient visitors to what Annapolis was like at the time. The motive is, the ultimate motive is to get it as close to the original construction as humanly possible today. It still is giving up clues that we couldn't have anticipated, you know, when the drawings were first done. Well, this is an interesting space because it was originally 2 rooms. We can tell that by the fact that the cornice in each room is complete to the size of the room. You know, we're depicting this house ultimately in the end of the restoration process as its condition in 1774 when James completed it. For the purposes of the restoration, we will put this wall back. We will leave the boxed opening on either end intact. We will plaster up to them so that when we do tours through, we'll be able to say these were 2 rooms originally, but however, here's evidence that you can see, you know, that the rooms were opened up at one point to create a larger nursery for James's children.
A lot of their work back in the day, you can see where they were moving. They weren't wasting time a minute, so they were doing it quicker, faster. It's always about that dollar. But then they have work that I can't wrap my mind around how they created that. This is a fireplace. Refer to them as a walk-in fireplace. Then on each side, you're gonna have an oven on this side and a stew stove on that side. The architect has decided that it's gonna be something like this in the end. And what you see up above my head is the existing stack. This wall to my left, exterior wall, was non-existent. That was a large hole in the wall. And we had tried to work the outside back as much as we can to stabilize this situation. This wall right now is 1 brick thick, and by the time we get to that area right there, you'll probably be 6, 7 brick thick.
It's magical, but we made it work. And things like that, we gotta do whatever we can to preserve that. I mean, whatever it takes, you wanna preserve that evidence. That's the beauty of this part of the job. That's why I like it so much.
Like it or not, we're becoming pretty good experts on Chesapeake masonry in the area, the 18th century time period. And we're still just scratching the surface of what we can learn. We learn every day, every day.